What is going on, guys? Slevtek here, and welcome to another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable, where we get a little bit of a better insight into who streamers are on and off of camera. Today, we have RedneckCrazy91, and I am so excited to actually understand where that name comes from. But Redneck, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on with you, man? You had a long night. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, it was a real long night, man. Woke up early, had to go to work, and then worked all day, and then came home and just played. I think I went to bed at like 3:30, 4 in the morning.
Jeez, today's your day off, though. Hopefully, right?
Today is my day off.
Oh, okay, there you go. So you can afford to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't a scheduled day off, but luckily being a supervisor, I was like, I'm not going in.
Oh, so you didn't have the intent. You had the intent of going to work.
Yeah,
You just gamed a little too hard.
I gamed a little too hard because I had to be at work at 6:30. So
What time did you end up getting off?
like 3:34. Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I'm a supervisor for a heating and air company.
Okay, so what does that entail? Like, what do you do?
So I'm a service technician originally. So
Okay,
I go out and I will diagnose the problem. I'll fix the problem. I'll do
like ACs and
maintenances.
heaters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
All ducting, and then I worked my way up the rank and became a supervisor.
for sure.
So now I go tell people what to do, and I sit in a nice, comfy office.
Isn't that great though?
Oh, dude, it's
Honestly,
amazing.
I
It's
started
amazing.
out. I used to be in property management. I started out as a leasing agent, and then worked my way up to business manager. And bro, business manager, I would just read books all day. And then if there was
I
like,
actually used to be a maintenance supervisor for property
oh,
management.
dude, there you go. Yeah. And that
Yeah,
like that's what a business manager does is you're just kind of delegating everybody else
yeah,
out and
pretty
making
much.
sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then also you're kind of the middleman between the owners and then like the staff or the property management
Yep.
company. So like there's a lot to it, but if like you have it ran pretty well, you can kind of just chill for a
Oh,
fat
dude,
minute, you know?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
you've kind of been in like the tech, like not tech, but just kind of like service industry for quite a bit, right?
Actually, no. So, after high school, I actually went to college for baseball and
Okay.
hurt my arm. So I
What
quit.
position?
I was actually shortstop, and then
Okay.
I was a pitcher as well, and messed up my elbow pretty bad. Messed up my shoulder, so I left and went and joined the military.
Okay.
Yep. I was in the army. Did my time, did my deployments. Actually, got medically retired from there, and then I've been doing HVAC for about 2 years.
Okay. How long were you in the military for? Did you say
Just over 6 years.
6 years? How was it? Did you enjoy it, or
I
happy to
loved
be
it.
out of it?
I loved it. I wanted to do a full 20 years. I actually did more deployments. I had more time deployed than I did back home. So
Okay. And what's
yeah,
that?
it's
What's
fun.
that typically like though? When you're on deployments, is it typically like 6 months on, 6 months off, or
Just depends on your job. I mean, some
yeah,
people will go for 3 months, some will go for 9 months, some goes for a year or more. I mean, it
yeah?
ultimately depends on what your job is.
That's crazy, man. What did you like specialize inside of the
I
army?
was I joined as infantry, and
Okay.
we'll just say I stayed in that general range.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
got out. Did you?
Yep.
What was the nail that hit that coffin? That got you out of
Um,
there.
so I actually got hurt on deployment, and
Okay.
I have a nice big old scar on my leg from hip to knee from everything that happened. So I lost almost all feeling in my right leg.
Okay.
On the outer side, kind of like the surface nerves.
Sure.
Um, I ended up with compartment syndrome in it. So what that is inside your arms, your legs, you have compartments that your muscles fit down into. And then
Okay.
you have a thing called a fascia that goes around and holds those muscles in it. Think of
Yeah.
it like a giant rubber band.
Sure.
And I got hit, and fascia blew up, muscles blew up inside of it, and
Are
leg
you
took
comfortable
off.
talking about how that happened, or?
Yeah. So we were on convoy, got hit by an explosive, and had a piece of shrapnel going to my leg.
Really? So it was through combat that you
Yeah.
you sustained your
Yeah. And
injury.
now I
That's
have a
insane, man.
100% disability.
Yeah.
So luckily got 100% working.
Hmm. That's crazy, man. So how does that work then when you? I've always wondered that somebody that's been injured, and obviously there's probably a period of time where you weren't able to work. You know,
Yeah.
do they take care of you pretty well? How are those like benefits?
Um,
It's like you essentially sacrifice your well being for your country.
yeah. The benefits are good. Um, it's still rough because you go there and you think you're in bad shape, and you go see people that have been in way worse shape.
Yeah,
So
that don't have legs or whatnot.
I typically don't try to use those benefits.
I gotcha.
I don't. It's not that I don't want them, but when I see these other people,
It could be put to better use.
it can. And
Yeah,
the VA is great. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people don't like the VA. Just because it's busy. I mean, that's where all the old retired people go. I mean, they don't have health benefits, so they go with what they have. They go with the VA. So I get it, but at the same time, you got to be blessed with what you have, and that's where I'm at.
for sure. And so, like, if you were, let's say, to fall on some hard times, or let's say that leg starts to act up again to where you can't work anymore, could you still fall back on those benefits?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they don't like. It's not like if you cut them off, they're done for good.
No, 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 no. And that's the nice thing about it is I'll have it for life.
Yeah,
So I'm fortunate within that sense. Hopefully, it never gets to that point because I like getting out of the house and going to work.
for
So
sure. I can
we'll see what
imagine, man.
happens.
I don't know, man. Being a full time content creator is nice too.
It is. But I actually have I've been going to school, and I'm
Okay.
gonna keep going to school. I'm actually going to school for nursing.
Okay. Nice, man. My mom's a
Yeah,
nurse.
that's my mom is too. My fiance is. She's an eye nurse. Um, it kind of just what's another thing I can do to help people, and
Sure.
that's where I went with.
Okay. Nice, man. Well, thank you for your service, dude. That's
Oh, I
insane.
loved it.
You don't really see or you don't hear too many stories of people that were hit in combat,
Yeah,
and kind of how well you hear those stories, but you don't necessarily hear how they bounce back to
yeah.
normal
It
civilization.
took a long time. It took a long time to bounce back. It's still hard. I mean, my girl, my family, everybody, they know 4th of July. I don't do well with it.
Yeah.
Fireworks, anything like that. Yeah. When I go to restaurants, I have to sit in the back corner where I can see everybody. It's so there's still things that trigger. But at the same time, it took a long time for me to realize like I am in a safe place now, so I
Yeah.
don't need to be on edge.
I can only imagine, man, because while you're over there, was it Afghanistan that you were in, or
Afghanistan and
yeah,
Iraq.
in Iraq? Being over there, you're in a constant state of survival. I can only imagine, like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're like within the wire, of like your area or your base. You could, in theory, get hit at any point, and
yeah,
you have to be ready to go at all times. And it's just fascinating the psychological effect that it has on you. You were there
yeah.
for how long?
In total, just under 30 months.
Yeah, so you were there for over 2 years,
Yeah,
2.5 years essentially, constantly in that state of survival. That's
yeah,
what it is. And you even saw like combat, and there's people that suffer from PTSD that never even saw combat,
yeah.
so
And that
that's,
a lot of times that you hear people like, "Oh, how can you have PTSD when you've never seen combat?" Like to other people, and I'm like,
yeah,
"Dude, you don't know what they've been through. You don't
yeah,
know what they
you haven't
saw."
seen it.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, "You don't know." Like, I get it. Like, there are some people that fake PTSD 100%. There's people that fake injuries. There's people that work the system, and that's just what it is. I am one of those people where I don't want the benefits because I don't think I deserve them as much as other people do.
yeah,
And there's people that, oh, I was in basic for a month and got out. I deserve those benefits. So there's two different type of people.
for
So it's
sure.
very hard, and that's why I understand why the civilization has a bad image about veterans.
Sure.
Not all
It's
of
the
us are
few
like
rotten
that.
apples, that spoil the
Yeah.
bunch, essentially,
Not
to
all of us are
break it
like that,
down.
and that's the bad part.
Yeah, and I think it's very inspiring to actually hear that you could be riding those benefits, using those benefits rightfully so, in my opinion. You bled for your country, um, quite literally, and but the aspect that you're taking on it, or the way that you're interpreting it is you more so want somebody else, or you feel that there's someone else more deserving of those benefits, so you're working, you're paying your way through, even though
Yeah.
I can guarantee you everybody would be stupid to say that you didn't deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, and
That's
there's those people out there that don't like the military. They don't like war, and I get it. Hey, everybody's obliged to their own opinion, but
yeah,
Some of the
But
stuff that we get heard or we get said to us is just like, man,
I don't agree with that though. Like, yes, people don't like war, but that's not your problem. You
no,
know,
it's not.
you were there volunteering for your country. You know, you
Yeah,
weren't there just because like I like war, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna kill a bunch of people.
yeah,
You know, some people are, you know what I mean? But for the hugely vast majority of the people that enlist, it's to fight for your country. You know,
yeah,
in what other aspect? You know,
yeah,
those
one hundred
people that
percent.
have problems with it, that just irritates me to no end
Oh
because
yeah,
they're anti-war. But if we don't have people that will defend our country, we're not going to have a country to begin with.
one
You
hundred
know,
percent.
so
And I
it's
mean, you hear the stories about when people came back from Vietnam. My grandpa, when he came back from Vietnam, he had people come
yeah,
up
they were
and yell at
shunned.
him,
Yeah,
throw stuff at him,
I
and
think
I always
Vietnam was
thought,
the worst, wasn't it?
yeah, and I always thought, that's not going to happen to me. I'm in a new age. I remember I came back and I was walking through the airport, and a lady walked up and got in my face and yelled and spit on me because I was in uniform and I just came back. And the hardest part is you have to smile and walk away.
Really, God, and nobody else did anything around.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just couldn't. There
Yeah,
was a lady. There was a older lady that was right next to me. I guess she was, I don't know, maybe son or daughter military,
sure.
but whew, I was like, yeah.
Ripped into her.
Oh, just completely.
God.
I mean, everybody in the airport stopped and like was just staring, and I just walked away. I mean, what am I supposed
Dude.
to do? Get in a lady's face? I won't do it.
Drop a hoe.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna give you the people's elbow real quick.
Oh, bam.
It's,
Oh man, God, dude.
it's crazy,
People though,
man.
it's like people just never cease to astonish me. You know,
No.
for better or for worse.
Oh yeah.
But that's insane, man. So you got out of there. How long was the recovery for that then? Like
It
you
took
had the injury. Were
yeah.
you still like obviously you had to stay in Iraq or Afghanistan? Probably Iraq, right?
No, that was actually in Afghanistan.
That was Afghanistan. How long was the recovery in Afghanistan before they shipped you home?
Actually, I only stayed over there for 2 months before they shipped me home.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, so you were in 2 months in recovery.
Yep.
That's still a
Every
lot.
day,
That's a
every
hard
day
recovery,
doing,
man.
trying to move it, and I mean, I remember they told me, it's going to take you up to a year to be able to fully walk without a cane. It'll take you 2 years to even be able to jog, and you might never be able to run again.
How old were
And
you when this happened?
I was 23,
How
and
did
I
that
said,
feel though? Like that message being told to you that you might not ever run again.
it was one of the hardest things ever because I played competitive slow pitch softball for the all army team when I
Yeah.
wasn't overseas. When I was here, we would travel as a team and play. So it was very hard for me being growing up playing sports, now playing it in the military, to get told, "Hey, you might never run again." That wasn't okay with me. So I took it as a challenge.
Sure.
So I took it as a challenge, and 8 months later, I was jogging. A year later, I went and ran a PT test, which is 2 miles, and I ran that 2 miles in 12 minutes and 6 seconds.
Miles. That's
And I turned around and I went to
inspiring,
the
man.
doctor and I said, "Don't ever tell me I can't do something."
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like. Don't tell me I can't do something.
They're almost
Get me
grateful
hurt.
though that he did. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's the
It
same
hurt.
thing for me. If somebody tells me I can't do something, you want to like for me, I'm just competitive and I want to prove that person
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And it hurt. I mean, it hurt. It was one of the worst pains I felt, but I pushed through it. And I mean, still to this day, I go play softball, and I mean, the fiance will come to me and she'll just look at me. And she'll like, I don't even have to ask. I know your leg's hurting. I'm like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
hurting.
But you just grit it out, man. I love that.
I
I
grind through, man. I'm not
respect
gonna let
that
something hold me back from living my life.
for sure. And so when you got back after 2 months, you still probably had a lot of like physical therapy that you needed to
Yeah.
do over here,
Yep. I
right?
went 3 days a week for the next 4 months.
4 months. Wow. And then
Yeah.
at what point did you? Because you were definitely were on those benefits for a minute there.
Yeah.
You know, at what point were you like, okay, I'm gonna try and go back into the work field or workforce some
I
capacity?
actually, after I got out, after I got out of the military, I came home and I only stopped. Only was not working for 2 months, and I
Oh,
said, I'm going to work.
okay.
I said I can't do it. I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm not going to sit here and mooch off this. I'm like, I'm
Sure.
young. I'm young. I feel as a man I need to be doing my part.
Yeah.
So I went back to work.
So what'd you go into being fresh
Um,
out and like you obviously your
so I actually
mobility
went
was
into
a
law
lot.
enforcement,
Okay.
and my disability was too high. Obviously, my leg, so I couldn't do it. So got out, and that's when I started doing the property management, and then got into HVAC.
Okay. So you were service tech at first, right? Or maintenance tech?
Yeah,
Or yeah, right, a maintenance tech. And then you started because like they do everything. For those who don't know, like a
everything.
maintenance tech, they typically have like depends on the size of the property, but if it's a small property, you get one. If it's a larger property, you can have upwards of like five. And typically have like a maintenance supervisor or whatnot. But that's essentially what it is. Like you do everything. Like
Hmm.
you can be one day paint and trim on the
The
walls
outside of the building to the next
outside of the
tenant.
building to like doing work on the AC unit, the
Yeah,
HVAC system.
everything,
So, dude,
everything.
I have mad respect for you're also like doing garbage disposals. You're
Oh
doing
yeah, oh yeah.
literally everything that
It's funny.
is
My sister
related.
just called me on Sunday. She's like, "My garbage disposal went out. I need you to come replace it." And I was like, "What? It's not my job anymore."
Right? It's a set of skills though, man. It's a set of skills.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm happy that I will never. If something goes wrong at my house, I'm glad to know I can fix it without having to depend on
Yeah.
somebody else.
It's a manly aspect or a manly
Yeah,
skill
I
to
love it.
know.
I
So
love it, especially knowing that. Hey, I also know how to work on cars, so I don't take my cars to Firestone or anything like that. I do it myself.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
trust
yeah.
those people.
Did you learn that? When did you learn that?
Actually learned that growing up because of my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, my stepdad actually owned a shop and worked on cars. We rebuilt a '72 Chevy Cheyenne C10. Yeah, built it from frame up, converted it from a long bed to a short bed. Oh
Okay.
yeah, so I learned all that. Learned how to paint with them, sand, like everything. So
That's sick, man. I
it was
that's one
it
thing
was
that I really
awesome.
wish that I know or knew how to do. I know how to change like spark plugs and
Yeah,
oil and calipers and all that stuff. But like my father wasn't around growing up, so
yeah.
my mom had to teach everything, and she didn't know anything about cars.
Well, yeah, yeah. That's like
So
my biological father wasn't. Um, he moved away, and we
yeah,
met my stepdad when I was 10. So from the time I was 4, almost 5 to 10, I was the man. It was my mom, my two
exactly.
older sisters, and me. And so that's why a lot of people are like, "Man, you know a lot about females." I'm like, "Yeah,
Dude, I'm the same way. My father left when I was probably around like, and they tried to reconcile when I was 12, but that didn't work.
yeah,
But my brother also left when I was 10 as well. He was 18 at the time. He's 8 years older than me. And so from 10 to essentially 18, when I moved out, I became the man of the house as
yeah,
well. And it was weird because like you're a kid trying to be a
yeah."
man.
Trying to be a man and
Nobody's there to
protect.
tell you how to do it. Dude,
Yeah,
there's like so many. I feel for anybody that was raised with like a single parent or especially like a single mom
yeah,
because there's so many trials and tribulations to it. There's nobody to tell you be like, hey yo, dude, don't do that. Like
yeah. No, there's
that's
not at
stupid.
all.
Like you have to like learn that the hard way. You have to do the stupid thing and then realize, hey, that was stupid.
Yeah,
And then have it in your
pretty
head, we're
much.
like, I'm not gonna do that thing again.
Pretty much, dude. But I mean, it kind of helps because you kind of when you get in a relationship, you know what to do, what not to do, without having to go through those
Oh,
trials.
dude, for real though. That
Without going through
actually,
the
now that you
trials.
mentioned it, now that you mentioned that
Yes.
is like, because I had a sister and like my mom, and then it was me. And I was the
Yeah.
baby of the family too. So like, my sister had like boyfriends growing up. It was hilarious, dude.
Oh yeah.
What the? Okay, so funny story. One of the best times that I've ever had. My sister had a boyfriend named Cameron. Cameron, if you're watching this, love you, dude. Don't take this personally. Um, Homeboy would wear the skinniest jeans, had a
Oh
very feminine
no.
way of talking, had like the Justin Bieber look before Justin Bieber was a thing.
Oh
And
no.
and I just remember going up to my mom. I was like, Mom, he's gay. Like, he's gay, dude. Like, I was like,
There's no
my
doubt about
sister's
it.
like 14. I'm like 12. I'm like, Mom, saying he swings either for both teams or he's fronting. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. I want
Yeah.
to set that out straight
No, not at
right
all.
now whatsoever. But it's funny when like a gay dude's dating your sister, right?
Yeah.
And so she's like, no, he's just a little feminine. Like, people are like that. I'm like, Mom, I swear, like, he's gay. And then I never told my sister, obviously, because I'm not going to do that to her, because she was like in love with the guy. But come to find out, dude, God, I was 12, so like 6 years later, when I was like 18, my sister had him followed on like Facebook or something, and we were all like talking inside of the car, and she's like, "Oh my God, guys, you'll never believe what I just found." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You remember Cameron?" I was like, "Oh yeah, the gay dude." And she's like, "Shut up, Alec." and my mom's like, What happened? Is he okay?" She's like, "He's gay." Because he went to like this gay pride festival. Again, nothing wrong with this whatsoever. He went to a gay pride festival and he was wearing like this like rainbow thong with his like boyfriend, and he had like piercings and like went full send on it. And I was just, dude, I could not stop laughing for a week. Because I was like, I was right. Like 5 years ago, I was right. None of you believed me.
I told you.
But
oh man.
Yeah, man, that was great. But growing up with like having a sister and like my mom, it was cool,
you.
man.
It helps you.
I think it's actually an asset more than anything.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because you learn a lot more stuff than you would if you had a dad around. Because typically, if you have a dad around, you're out doing all the other stuff. You're not learning that stuff. Like,
yeah,
I know how to cook because of my mom.
Yep,
I know
me
how
too.
to I know how all that stuff. Like, a lot of guys are like, "Oh, I don't want to go get my girl feminine products." I'm like, I'm walking through the aisles holding it up in there like, "What up, people?" I don't
Just
care.
like stiff arming all the products into the cart. Yeah, I got
I'm
you.
like, I don't care, dude. Like, if my girl needs something, or if my mom or sisters need something, I'm like, I'll go. I don't care. I'm wearing a pink shirt right now.
Exactly, bro. Breast
Now,
cancer,
granted,
bro.
it's a breast cancer one, but still, it's pink, and I like it.
You get a free pass on anything that's breast cancer awareness, though.
Yeah.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so. But
Yeah.
dude, one of the biggest things that I think though from having like being raised by women is like you also didn't get the manly aspect of it too. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a sense more of a man because I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, you have to learn it yourself.
Of what it is to be masculine or to be a man than those that like than to be taught like, hey, you don't do this, you don't do that. You have to do it by effing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Screwing the pooch. But
100% agree about that one. And a lot of people they always get the whole, "Hey, you're from the South, like you're supposed to be manly man," and I'm like,
X, Y, and Z.
"What are you talking about, dude? That's all stuff you see on Hollywood. Like, it's not how it really is."
But even now, Hollywood is shifting from that persona to a whole nother persona, almost to the point where I feel like we're losing touch with what it is to be a man. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of getting. I don't know the right word. It's not getting good. Well, let's leave it at that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely taking a shift. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I feel like
no, not at all.
I feel like being manly has like so many different facets to it. You know,
there's multiple meanings for it.
I think it's like at the end of the day, being a man is like being able to support your family. At the end of the day, you know, if that's what you can do, then you're a man in my book. You know, you're a man of respect 100%. And integrity.
100%. I met one of the girliest. I'll call him a man, like manly man, but he had one of the most feminine looks about him, walks about him, talk about him, but he supported his family. He never, they never suffered anything. And I was like, dude, you're a man to me. And he's like, people always call me a girl. I'm like, I don't care. I said, look at your wife, bro. Look how hot she is.
You're like, there's a reason for that.
I'm like, bro, you treat women correct. You do what you're supposed to do. You in my book, you're good.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I don't think I've told people this, but a lot of people think I'm gay. Like a lot of people. Not like online. I've gotten it a couple times, which is like fine. It's trolls, you know. But like at my sister's wedding, because at that point I was a professional ballroom dancer. Yeah. So I was like the one bringing everybody in, doing the Cupid's to shuffle and like dancing with everybody. Dude,
I'm in the middle of the dance floor. I don't care.
But dude, I was like going into like a handstand, like twerking upside down. I'm like that kind of guy, you know? I like to have fun, bro. And I'm 6'7", so like it's kind of great to like witness.
Do this right in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, dude, my butt is literally in everybody's eyesight, like eye line. It's great.
Look at it.
Yeah, there was this girl that was like, oh, I would totally sleep with you right now if you weren't gay. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not gay.
I'm not. What you talking about?
Right? I was like, what gave you that impression? She's like, you're just such a good dancer. I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
I get that on a daily. So I
was
used to be
hilarious.
a
And then we hooked up, but that we won't talk about that.
So I actually used to be a line dance and two-step instructor.
Oh,
Like
okay.
country
Yeah,
two-step
yeah.
swing and all that. And I
Where
would
do you
go to the
live?
bar. It was back when I was in Georgia.
Okay. The
And
Georgia
then I went.
two-step.
Then
That's
I
very
went. Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I came out. Then I moved back to California and learned the Western
West
swing
Coast
and all
swing.
that,
Yeah.
and was doing it. And everybody's like, I mean, in between sets, like I'd be sitting out there like shaking my butt, like having fun, and everybody's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. I'm
Like,
having fun.
what do you
Right?
mean? Like, I'm having fun. And they're like, well, are you drunk? I'm like, why do people think you have to be drunk just to go dance? Like,
Right?
what is wrong with people?
Dude, it's because they're so self-conscious. That's
Yeah.
what I found. They're so self-conscious that like it's supposed to be like a man doesn't do those type of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
do.
so when somebody does do it, they're like, "Oh, well, what's wrong with you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it's just like we're having fun, And the reason why it's not manly in the essence of the word to do it is because those guys are too shy to do it.
Yeah.
And so they say like, "Oh, that's gay, that's this, that's that," when it's really not that. That's not the case. They're just too shy to do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I met my girl, was dancing.
Yeah.
I saw her, I looked at her, and I was like, I remember I walked up to my friend who it was mutual friends, and I was like, she'll be mine by the end of the week. And she's like, yeah, okay. And I walked up and just started dancing in front of her, everything. And now, guess what? She was mine.
Now you're engaged. It
Yeah.
works, man. It works.
It
I
works.
honestly, I started ballroom dancing. I had no idea how to dance at all, like whatsoever. Like I had the white boy shuffle. That was it. You know what I mean? The little like this thing, right? I'm just like no movement, just like shoulders and head, shoulders and head.
Oh, weak.
But I went. My buddy got married and was getting married in Switzerland, and so I knew it was gonna be like a gala event, And there's gonna be ballroom dancing. So I went and took a couple courses or lessons, and within 2 weeks, I was working there full time.
Hey.
And they offered me a job. I was like, guys, I don't even know how to dance, and they're like, well, that doesn't matter. Like, we just like your personality, and we think you'd be great at this. I was like, but I don't know how to dance. They're like, yeah, we'll teach you that. I was like, so I get free dance lessons? They're like, yeah. I was like, I'm in.
Sign me up.
And like even now, like I can definitely dance. I don't feel like I'm a great dancer, but like I competed around like the U.S. and won some like, competitions. So I've got the accolades for it. But
can't beat that, right?
Dude, you get me in a club with a couple of drinks in me, god damn.
Bro, I'm telling you.
It's so bad. Inside of a club, I will go to the center of it. I will start to like get everybody out to like form a circle around me, and then like I'll literally go like this. I'll put my hands up, and then I'll put my foot out, and I'll literally just tap my foot to the beat, and everyone's just like, "What the hell is this dude doing?" And then everyone's like, "Yeah!" That's like my signature move.
You get the circle around you just to tap your toes.
But everybody's like, "Oh, this dude's gonna do something sick. He's like super tall. He's probably gonna do like a backflip or something." And I just tap my foot, bro. Just tap my foot. It's like anticlimactic.
What's that? And then you slowly start pulling other people in to do it. Come on, tap it.
Exactly,
tap
right?
it.
Dude, me and you need to go out, man. That'd be a fun time.
Oh, it's crazy, bro. I'm that type of person too. Like, if people are doing a line dance and they're doing like the wrong version of it, I make them go in a circle around me in the middle, and I do the right one as they keep doing the wrong one. And I'm like, I'm not teaching you. Not my problem. Just watch me.
Right? Do as I do. Dude, that's crazy.
Oh, dude.
So, how was that kind of coming back from like Afghanistan, not being able to like dance? Like, is it weird dancing now, or?
No, actually, what's funny is it's such muscle memory. Once I got past the pain, it's perfectly fine now.
Yeah.
Like I dance, I can run. Am I as fast as I used to be? No.
Yeah,
no.
Obviously.
But muscle memory, I can still run, I can dance. It hurts, but it's not like that excruciating pain it used to be. So
for sure. When did you start getting into video games? How old were you?
So I actually never started playing Call of Duty or any type of shooting game until I was 22.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the military, and I was like, everybody's talking about Call of Duty. I think.
How old are you now?
I'm 28.
Okay. You've only been playing COD for 6 years, first-person shooters.
Yep. And I was like, I think it was at that time. I think it was Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, great game.
Yeah.
legendary.
and that was the very first one I ever played. And within a month, everybody's like, "Dude, how long have you been playing? You're so good." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And it grew from there and grew from there, and then went into blackout, got into the blackouts type stuff. And I remember Blackout 3, like there was this one dude that everybody saw in the lobby and they were like, "Oh man, this dude's really good." And we were playing hardcore team deathmatch, and I ended the game with 38 kills and 2 deaths.
Mhm.
And he had like that dude was like 13-6, and it just blew up from there.
You know that guy's name? Do you remember him?
I think I have him on my friends list actually.
No worries.
I can tell you.
Yeah, dude, I always, because a lot of people have that to where they have like an inspiration or someone that inspires them to
Darkest
do it.
Pawn. I've
Is he a streamer?
never heard of him. No.
Oh, he's just a good guy.
Yeah, I'd never heard of him either. And I was like, when they said like, "Oh man, he's in here," I'm like, I don't care who he is. I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah, right. No, I love it. Like, I actually love it when I get like really good guys in my games because it gives me an opportunity to base my skills off of them. You know, so like if they have like all this like hype around them, they're known as a great player. If you take them out, then it kind of solidifies not that you're better than them, but that you can stay on the level. You know, like it's great. Like I've killed like Doug, TP, like I've killed Spiros like 4 times in one game. Dude, that was. I didn't make it like I did like a sniping montage every single day. Like I had a thing where it was every snipe today where
I hit those.
Did you watch that at all? Have you seen those videos? Okay. Yeah. So for those who don't know, it was a 14-day series where I would stream every single day, and then I would also upload a montage of every snipe that I hit that day. And I would put it to like music. I'd put like a funny clip in it. It was honestly a lot of fun. It's so much work, but a lot of fun. There's like 8 hours of editing. It was like 6 to 8 hours of editing every night. Just wasn't sustainable, but it was great. And there was one where we were playing Heavy Metal Heroes, and I beamed Spiros, and I didn't even know that I had killed him until somebody in my chat was like, "Bro, you just killed Spiros." I was in Spiros' chat and saw that like you in the kill feed and then you killed him. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "I'm not gonna make a video on it though of like me just killing Spiros because like if it's a sniper kill, I'll put it in, but apart from that, I'm good." You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't like people that do that. You know? For me personally. And so what I ended up doing is then he spawns back in, bro. I kill him again, and then I kill like 2 of his other teammates, and then the other guy runs away so that they can spawn back in. And then there's like 5, or no, I think there's like 8 people left, and there's 3 of them going up. I'm at the 10 buildings right outside of fracking, and they're up on the hill towards like the gazebo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they're right on that ridge line, and I just beam Spiros again. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then I take them out, and then there's one dude left, and I snipe him, and we ended up catching the win. I had like 22 kills or something. It was nasty, man. But it's a great feeling, like being able to take on those guys.
Yeah.
Killing them, and then killing them, not just like the one-off, you know, but going up against them a couple times to realize like, hey, like we're kind of on the same level. I'm not saying that I'm better, but I'm just saying I can compete, you know?
Yeah. Well, that was like it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I was a little bit intoxicated. I had
inebriated, if you will.
I had a couple of drinks, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get on," and I jumped in solos, and like off the rip, I dropped 5 dudes. And I look at the kill feed, and I'm like, "Oh man, Minor Hobo Joe's in here."
Here we go.
I should quit. I'm like, I should quit now, but I was like, I already got 5 off the rip. I gotta go. And I'm driving, and there's a car coming at me, and we both stop and jump out. And I'm like, as soon as we jump out, I was like, "Oh, that's him."
Yeah.
And we ended up trading, like eliminating each other.
Really?
And I went in his chat, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, bro." I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "How many kills you had?" And he was like, "Dude, I was at 10." I was like, "Oh,
that sucks."
Like, my bad. He's like, "No, bro, you're good." And I was like, "Oh man." So that felt good to me.
Right?
I was like, because I'm that type where, and I've played with a lot of people that are like, oh man, there's a big person here. Like, let's make sure we go this way away from the shots. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going this way towards it. Like,
Yeah, right?
I'm running towards it.
I'll never stream snipe, but if I see somebody in the kill feed and I hear the shots, I'm going straight for them.
Oh, I'm going right for it.
You know, like I'm like, ooh, TP, let's go.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point.
But that's where the competitor kind of comes in the side of like us, you know, like we want the challenge. We like to overcome like that hard experience, you know?
Exactly. And, you know, sometimes, I mean, just like everybody, I like a slow gameplay every now and then. But,
yeah, I
mean, other than that, lately, dude, I've just been wanting to get in cars with a sensor and a trophy and go.
Yeah, when we played, you're like, dude, I'm going to be doing this. I'm like, what about me? I want to snipe.
I want to snipe. I was like, all right, well, you go snipe, bro. I'm going. And, dude, like, it's just, that's what I've been liking to do lately. And it's just, it's been fun for me because it's working out. Like, I hate running clear across the map, dude. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing ever. So, like, even if I get in a car and, like, I feel like, oh, hey, man, I don't have a trophy, I'll at least get close to the circle. Then I'll get out and run in. But those long runs, I'm like, yeah, I'm over that.
You're like, I'm not Forrest Gump. I'm not running this.
No, yeah, I'm done with that.
So. No, I like it just because I love, like, kind of running on with the storm a little bit, or at least trying to get ahead of the storm so I can snipe somebody. You know, like sniping is like my forte. I think I had a couple of good sniping shots when we were playing last night.
Yeah, bro.
But
I had a couple. I went from 4 kills to 9 kills in one spot.
God, where was that one at? I forgot.
That was South River, right outside of Rivertown.
Outside of Rivertown.
Small hill between Rivertown and Boxing. You were on that small hill, and they were across the river.
Yeah, and I was beaming them. Yeah, because I took a couple guys out. I think at Rivertown, and then the one at like the pizza, and as they were rotating over, and then I think I got like domed or something, or I got like third partied, or I don't even know.
From behind.
It happens.
You got it from behind.
Yeah, dude. God, I feel like you just become a master at taking it from behind by playing Blackout, bro.
You play Blackout, dude. For all these people that are like, I never take it from behind. Well, obviously you don't play Blackout.
Exactly. Or any battle royale for that matter.
Or any of them. Speaking of that, it's coming out.
Right. Yo, did you so my chat, I was streaming for a couple hours a day. My chat was blowing up that there's a new trailer for the Modern Warfare Battle Royale, potentially.
It is.
I really want to see that posted from Infinity Ward.
I want to see it posted from them.
If Infinity Ward posts it, then I'll get excited, you know. But I think that it's real. I do think that that's a real promo video that was made by Infinity Ward. Yeah. But my confliction with it is there's been a lot of speculation that they scrapped it, you know. Yeah. So like it's this late in the game, is it necessarily worth it to post a battle royale when you have 2020 COD, like Black Ops, whatever it is, or coming out in 9 months, you know?
And that's the hard part is because I want to get excited for it. I want to get excited for a new BR because I'm tired of Blackout, dude. It's just
I am too, man.
I'm over it, but I mean, it's hard. I don't think they'll do it. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't see it coming.
Well, my biggest thing is like I think that they had this promo video ready to go. I think they were working on it.
An intent to do it.
Yeah, and they scrapped it, but somehow these guys got their hands on it, you know, and are releasing it now, even though it might be canceled. Like that's my biggest like kind of anticipation for it.
Is actually like when you do the update on Modern Warfare for season 2 today, it's in the game.
Yeah,
it's actually in the game.
Yeah. Like the patch notes and everything. Like it's in the notes.
Yeah, Raw posted it on Twitter. He like took a screenshot of it from his stream, and I was like, I like looked at it and I was like, I mean, I get it. That kind of looks like a BR, but it just looks like a new map they're releasing.
Yeah,
and so that's what I think everybody's going off of. Oh, hey, it's confirmed. I'm like, that just looks like a new.
Well, no, there's no confirm. Like, I hate that people are saying that because it's not. Infinity Ward has not gone on record saying that there is a battle royale, so it's not confirmed. This is all purely speculation at this point. You know,
it's all purely just people being stupid.
That's exactly what it is. Like, I just want Infinity Ward or Call of Duty to post a tweet being like, "Boom," you know,
it's coming out.
No, just
If that
boom.
happens-
Just put in boom and then that video, and everyone will go hype. You know? Everyone's gonna be like, yeah!
Nobody says a single word. It's like, boom.
Just
bitches.
boom. But okay, so I'm a firm believer though that if there is not a battle royale that comes out for Modern Warfare, we got trolled harder than we've ever been trolled before. I don't think anybody's
100%.
nobody's talking about that. Because like Infinity War could have easily come out and be like, no guys, no battle royale this year whatsoever. Like we're going on record saying it, but they just haven't talked about it. You know,
They haven't said anything.
They just don't talk about it.
That's why I'm like, okay, like I don't think you're hiding anything because with how much speculation there is, some of you would have said something. But the fact that you're also not denying anything is kind of making me like,
dude, it's this
what are you
limbo.
hiding?
It's this limbo that I don't like being in.
Like maybe the Call of Duty 2020 will have the BR.
Yeah, but that's gonna be done through Treyarch, you know, not Infinity Ward. So it's the video that we saw was of Ghost and Price all like saying what they or they were in the trailer. So that's a Modern Warfare base. What I think would be great is if they just combine forces, man. You know, like they work together on a battle royale that was a standalone that implemented all like the characters from both franchises and maps from both franchises and kind of intertwine the two. You know, of course, the TTK or time to kill is going to be a little bit reduced because of the Modern Warfare aspect, but then you can also up like the movement for that of like the Blackout series or Black Ops series. And I think like between the two, it could flow really, really well. You know,
what I want to see eventually one day, and I know it's not going to happen anytime soon, is both of them work together and do like championship series. So like one map, the best map from every Call of Duty game, put into one game.
Yeah,
like,
dude, right? With like the best, with like the best guns from every class in each game. You know, so you get like the intervention from Modern Warfare 2. Right. You know what I mean? But you also get like the
hammer from Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, you get the hammer from Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, dude, like you get so many things. What was that Black Ops 2 sniper rifle that everybody was on
about?
That
literally you could just spam.
No, not the spam one. The semi-auto, the bolt action. Yeah. There's like the ballista, but the one before that you unlocked it, like the 50 cal. I don't know what it was, but dude, like like putting all those in there, that'd be nasty, man.
And like do it and make a BR, bro. Like and just like have the map separate, and it's just like, dude.
But wouldn't that be sick to be able to play like Nuketown, but then on like the next, but then on the next like map over from like the giant battle royale map, you're then playing on like Rust from Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
You know, I think that'd be like so sick. It would bring the Call of Duty community together 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, and then like the microtransactions, you just split that 50-50. Like they'd be making a killing, dude.
They would make bro. Think about how many people that are like, "Oh, I'm not playing this new one. It's not the same." Like
right
now you start bringing all the olds back in. Oh yeah.
But then you add a competitive feature like that of Overwatch or that of like Fortnite. And you start hosting these like big tournaments or just tournaments in general, that's gonna bring way more viewership. It's gonna, dude.
It's a totally different story at that point.
I would love that. Like that would be the ideal situation, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
100. Like that's the whole reason why everybody's like, man, you haven't touched Modern Warfare at all. Like you haven't played one single game of it. I'm like, I'm not going to.
I don't like it.
I'm like, I don't like multiplayer. Like.
Yeah,
I don't like it, and that's the bad part.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if the Battle Royale does come out, we're definitely going to be at a severe disadvantage because they're going to be putting a lot of like ground war maps and things like that in it, so we're not going to know it. But we have Call of Duty skill. So
right. I'll just do like a 48-hour grind.
It'll take a week for me of like playing consistently to be like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I know where I'm at. And then like inside that week, I'm going to be, dude, if a battle royale comes out in Modern Warfare, I'm going to be posting like a video a day, like on it. Like my whole channel is going to immediately shift to that because
shift right over.
Battle royale, like it doesn't matter about the mechanics of the game. You know, if it runs like Call of Duty, like it can be slower, it can be higher or faster pace. It's still Call of Duty and it's a battle royale. So you can pick your shots, you can fight on your own terms, and it's just gonna be fun unless they put in like these like stupid kill streaks. That's the only thing that I can see would.
I hope they don't.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I can see that would kind of put a damper on it for me. But
Yeah, and I also, God, I hate the gun so much. I really want them to get rid of any spamming snipers.
yeah,
Like
I
you
respect
have,
that.
and I say it all the time. Like I've grabbed it. Like if you land and that's the first thing you grab, and you just gotta turn and shoot somebody real fast, cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you have absolutely no skills if you're sniping people across the map with an auger or an SDM. Like,
I don't know. The auger, I think, takes a little bit more skill because it's a 7.62 caliber, so you have to like legitimately time it perfectly because that thing is going to be. If you're going across the map, it's going to be
bullet drop like crazy.
the bullet drop, but also like the time that it takes to leave your barrel to hit the target is just like 4 to 5 seconds. You're like, oh lord, please, and it does like 25 damage at that range.
Stop running.
But the SDM 2-tap with the head, god, forget about it.
Like, Jesus, at this point, you might as well just put the Vendetta and black out.
Especially like in medium range, though. That's where I think those guns are a little overpowered. Is like I'd say like 50 yards out, where it's a little outside the comfort zone of like an AR. But you get that SDM, dude. You can hit those so easily. Oh, it's nasty.
I mean, it's dumb at that point. Like. And you can always tell because they'll fire one round and then all of a sudden 7 more come really fast. You're like,
well, that first round is to track where like the bullet drop is and the timing, and then they're like da 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 da, and you're like, oh god.
At that point, it's like you're running zigzags, and I hate running away from fights, but I'm like, there's no way.
Dude, there's no way to go towards that.
I mean, at this point, I might as well just go find an outlaw and spam it right back.
Oh, dude, the outlaw's so nice though.
I love that.
The outlaw is so nice because it is a bolt action. It's just a very quick bolt action.
It's very quick, but it's a 9 hit to kill somebody.
Yeah, dude, I had this one kill. There was 2. I was in duos. I was solo though because like my buddy had died. This was a while back, and it was so nasty because they were camping up top towards blue tarp right outside of firing range.
Blue tarp,
with the gas station and everything.
Okay,
yeah. They were like right outside of that, kind of looking down towards like firing range / like just a little bit north of firing range.
Yeah.
You know how there's that little like cove inside of there?
Yeah, that little cove.
That's where the circle was, and both of them were laying down prone, level 2 armor, and like with snipers, just like kind of like looking and scoping everybody out. And it was just me and those 2 guys. It was the last group alive, and I just remember looking at him. I shot, and like how it like kicks up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I shot again immediately. I didn't even like move like my my sight at all, and I got double headshots on him by going pop pop, and I was like, oh!
I hit those.
He said she had no nipples. And like, dude, I went crazy because like the end, like we had the game chat going on too. And they're like, what just happened?
Dude, those are my favorite.
Right?
Those are my absolute favorite. That's why I love like talking in Discord.
Oh,
like,
100%.
When I'm playing with people,
because you get the reactions.
I can still hear your game chat.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and laugh. And like at the end of the game, like if we win, I'm like, I don't know why you're mad. You're not even good, kid. Like,
right? Well, not even that, but like, dude, you know how many games you've played? Like you've done this to so many people as well. It'd be a different story if like you didn't do it, but we all know everybody does it,
Yeah.
So to get mad, like, come on. Like I understand getting frustrated, but like to get like actually mad, hilarious. Yeah. Well, it's hilarious when you're the one inflicting it.
I got smacked one. It was a 1v1 at the end circle, and I got absolute smacked, and I was like, what just happened? And I'm like, where'd that even come from? And I turn around, and the dude's literally sitting in a bush, and I'm like,
yep, it happens, man. You hate to see it.
Cool.
You hate to see it.
I've also been on, 8 kills off the rip and get sniped in the head by Ashley MF Sanders. Just, I mean,
Who's that?
she plays with Gangsta Salute and all that.
Oh, okay. I was like, was that just like Billy Bob
Like,
Thornton, like kind of
Billy
name?
Bob,
I
like Billy
thought you just like combined names together.
Like, and I've been
Okay.
smacked by gangsters, and it's just like, dude, like I get being frustrated, but you wait, you literally die at the beginning of the game, and you wait till the end of it just to talk crap. Like,
Oh, that's the best though. That's when you know you really ruined that person's day. You know,
oh yeah,
they're gonna be thinking about you for a minute.
oh yeah.
And like you're
That's when you
not.
get them to come in your chat and
Yeah.
start talking crap.
And then, but the funny thing is like they're not even gonna take up a second of like your mental capacity,
No,
you know, or mental thought. It's
I shoot them and I just keep going.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. You're like, oh, that was a cool kill. Boom, and then like there, you literally see like that one like viewer spectate
oh
you
yeah,
the whole game, and you're like,
the
oh man,
whole game.
here
You're
we
like,
go.
yeah, wait until the end of this one. I
Yeah.
mean, but when they come in my chat and start talking crap, I play along with it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It is hilarious. They're like, man, you're such a sniper. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm like, is my brother using my account again? Like, bro, I
That's
just
awesome,
play
bro.
into it. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
and then they probably get more pissed off through it.
Oh, they do, because I like, as soon as I see like their name, or like I see my viewer go up real fast, I'll check and I'll like hit the viewers, and I'm like, okay, here they are. So
Yeah.
I'll hide the screen of what I'm playing. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm just chatting. I'm not even playing. My brother's using my account.
I'm a body paint streamer, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's hilarious. I laugh so hard every time I do it.
Dang, man, that's
I
crazy.
love it.
Yo, so for this upcoming year, like you've been streaming Blackout, then, right? That's like the first time you got into streaming.
That's yeah. I just got into streaming in October.
Yeah, so
Like,
very fresh to the
very
game,
fresh
4
to it.
months, and what do you want to kind of achieve for 2020? You have a
Honestly,
full time job, like you're
I have a
loving it
full-time
right
job.
now. What do you
Um,
want to get out of it?
I have a life outside of this, but ultimately, like, if I can get to the point where, hey, I'm making content full time,
Yeah,
that's where I want to be. Like, I've told the fiance and I've told everybody, like, if this, like, even with me going to nursing school, like, if I can get to the point where I'm making content full time,
drop it all. Yeah,
I'm dropping everything. And like right now, I mean, I'm small. I mean, obviously, I just started, but I've talked to other people and they're like, man, for you only being so fresh in the game, like, you have the right mindset, you have the viewers, like, you're growing fast. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
the growing pace, especially with being so competitive, I'm like, the growing pace is very slow and it's driving me insane.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, I'm like, it comes. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it definitely does. And there's, God, dude, what people don't understand that are like looking to get into streaming or are just a viewer is like how many countless hours that streamer has put in to even obtain like 10
oh, yeah.
concurrent viewers. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've technically been streaming since, God, I was 18, so 5 years.
Yeah.
But like I streamed League of Legends and I took a 2 year break, this and that. You know what I mean? So I built like a small little following, and then like I didn't start taking it seriously until like a year ago. And when I started to take it serious, it started to really work. And then now with this
Yeah.
podcast thing, like people don't understand. Like people just think that like we talk for an hour and then I upload it and we're good. There's
Yeah, right.
so much more that goes
So
into it,
much
you know?
editing
Like
into it.
there's editing, there's like doing tags, there's putting thumbnails like Photoshop, but then it's
Oh,
also like like you're like the 21st episode, I think. Like
I
we're
think so.
we're essentially 21 episodes deep. We run out of people that we know real quick, so like it's a lot of research and trying to find other people to be on the podcast too. So,
Yeah, and that's
a
the
lot.
hard part about it.
yeah,
And I've had multiple people ask, like, that don't know, they're not streamers, that they're like, man, you're a streamer, so what do you do? Just sit at home and play video games all day? And I'm like,
bro, you don't even
no,
know.
bro, no. I'm like, there's so much more. I mean, you got to mess with your sound, you got to mess with your pictures. There's
Yeah.
editing, there's uploading, and
Yeah.
everybody's like,
You're a video
what
engineer, you're a sound engineer,
They're
you're
like, what are you talking about?
you're like the
Mess with your
creative
sound.
manager, like everything.
Yeah, and I always tell people, I'm like, dude, it's not just a put a game in and turn a camera
And
on and go.
touch a
That's
button,
not
yeah.
it. That's not it. I'm like, there's so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to make sure you're not. I mean, your internet's not dropping. You got to make sure you have lighting. It's
Dude, right? Dude, so like check this out. For you first, I'll put that over. You can kind of see like my light right there.
oh yeah,
But it's a light box, but I put
a pillowcase
a
over.
pillowcase under the bottom half of it, so then
Yeah,
the blue and the red pop a little bit more on the backdrop so that it's only covering my face. So for those that are watching this on YouTube, you can see that it's this big old light box but I legitimately taped a pillowcase to kind of drown out some of that like harsh light. So it lights me pretty well, but then on the background you can still see that it's red and blue.
Well, that's so like I have a light over here.
Yeah.
I have a light over here. And then it's like, so like when I'm playing, like it lights me up perfect, but I still have my color in the background.
Exactly.
So I like it. And everybody's always like, man, like what kind of lights do you use? I'm like, honestly, I have selfie lights. They're selfie lights.
The hell is a selfie light? Can you take your camera real quick and just shift it over? I want to see what you're talking about.
Gosh, so like this is a selfie light.
Okay, so for those that are watching or listening to this, guys, it's no joke. This is pink. It is a pink little light.
Oh yeah.
That
bro.
It's like a clip-on light that you would put onto like your phone, and
you just clip it on.
And it's like a little tiny ring light that has some LEDs around it. That's nice, man. It works.
I mean, dude, the thing is that, and then on this one over here, like
you really do like pink, bro.
I took it from my girl. It's like one of her like makeup mirror light things. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
It has like the mirror in the middle, but the light around it.
Yeah, like the vanity kind of. Yeah.
So I took that from her, and I'm like, it's perfect because it's not a harsh light. It's a soft light, but it's bright enough to light everything up.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I took it.
Which is kind of like, now that I think about it, that's exactly what a vanity light does, right? So we should just like take those and make that like a streaming item, you know?
Like, so
that's pretty smart.
People ask me, they're like, man, like what lighting do you have? Because like I'm lit up and then I have my blue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honestly, I have selfie lights, bro. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Yeah,
like,
dude, I got a makeup light and I got a selfie light.
I'm like, dude, it is what it is. And everybody always laughs, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, go look at a lot of other streamers. I'm like, they have their room light on, and then they're wearing hats or something, so it's like super shaded underneath.
Yeah, the shadow that's
like,
cast.
I'm like, I can wear my hat and my face is still lit up.
Yeah. No, dude, I love it. And do you always wear hats? Are you a hat guy?
Always wear hats.
Dope.
I started going bald when I was in the military.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just what it is. I've gotten used to being bald. Like, it's what I don't care. But while on stream, hats.
What kind of hats do you like? Do you like the snapbacks or the
I wear all of it.
fit?
I wear all of it.
Okay.
I wear fitted. Like this is my Yankee fitted one. I have snapbacks. I have a thing with breweries. So every time I go to a brewery,
you get
I
a hat
shirt
or a shirt. Yeah, I got you.
Shirt and a hat. And
I get stickers. I'm a sticker guy.
I have stickers as well, man. Like, actually, it's funny you say that because I literally have a brewery sticker.
There you go, man.
Just sitting here, and it's like, I don't know, man. A lot of people say that you have to be a certain type of individual to get into this, and I'm like, no, it's not true.
For everybody.
You just have to have the mentality to keep doing it.
Yeah. And I feel like if people go into it for the money, it's obviously not going to work. You have to enjoy it because the money's not going to come for a long time.
I tell everybody, you are going to spend more money streaming than you're going to be making at first.
Oh, 100%.
It is what it is.
But I'm also a firm believer that like if you choose to invest in streaming, you do need a decent setup. You know, so
you have to.
I would say entry level, $1,000 will get you set up. You know, $1,000 will get you going. You already have a PlayStation. You already have a monitor. You just need to get an extra monitor, a gaming PC, and a capture card, right? With a mic and webcam. Now, you have all that. Renji, like, you're casting a weird shadow, bro. Come on. Stupid dog.
Dude, that's my dog's passed out on the couch behind me. Wait.
Dude, like, legitimately, check this dude out. Renji, come here. Oh, now he's gone. Okay, good talk.
Oh, no,
all right,
dude.
I'm glad we had that conversation, Renj.
She's passed out.
Dude, actually, you can see her foot. That's awesome.
Passed out, bro.
Yeah, dude, I totally forgot what I was just gonna say because like dogs.
talking about our setups.
Oh yeah, the $1,000. Like the number one goal when investing in it, knowing that this is gonna be something that you want to do for an extended period of time. Because like I always suggest starting your stream or streaming career by going on PlayStation or Xbox. Yeah, it's free. It'll at least get your like toes wet. See if you like it. You know, see if it's something for you. 100%. And if it is, then you invest that $1,000 into it. And then the number one goal from that point, if you're looking at it from a monetary sense, is just to make your money back. You know, just make your money back, and then whatever you have on top of that is just icing on the cake. You know, that's like number one goal if you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint. I don't necessarily like to look at it from a monetary standpoint. I like to look at it as like I'm streaming because I like to build a community. I like to build things. you know. And so the larger that my community can be, the more people I can reach with positivity, you know. Like I'm again, like I always like to joke and like have fun, but at the end of the day, like my biggest goal is to make somebody happier that came into my stream leaving than they did when they first came, you know.
Exactly.
And I get that a lot where people will tell me or they'll DM me saying like, hey man, I had a really bad day, came in, like you just made me laugh the whole time, and like my day just got so much better. I was like, that's
Yeah.
why I do it, you know?
Literally, like, yeah, I think yesterday was probably one of the funnest streams I've had in a while.
Oh yeah.
I had you, I had Rain, I had Savage. Like,
We were all just
we
goofing off though.
we were goofing off, and the thing was like, yeah, we were trying to get kills, but it's not like we were super serious about it, and it was
Yeah.
fun. And I mean, at one, I think, like, so I'm super small at it still. Like, I'll average anywhere from like 3 to 6,
Sure.
7 viewers. And
But
at
like
one point,
if you average like 5 for a stream, that's a great stream for
yeah,
you.
and then the thing is, I looked over because I'm just like, when I'm having a bad day and I'm yelling at the game and I'm not having fun, that's when I'm at like the 3.
Huh.
And yesterday we were just having fun, goofing off and everything. I looked over and I'm like, we were
9
sitting solid at 15.
or
We were sitting
15. There you
solid
go, man.
the whole time.
Right?
I'm like, man, this is awesome.
It's
Like,
crazy how your
your
perspective and your
community will do it.
yeah. Well,
They're
they
gonna
feed off
feed.
of you. You know what I mean? So if you're negative, they're going to be negative. Also, they're not going to want to watch you nearly as much.
Yeah.
If you're positive, of course, that doesn't mean like be like, "Hey guys, I love you
Yeah.
all. Praise the Lord. Like everything's great. Everything is awesome." You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not going to do that. But like, just as long as you're real, but you're just trying to be positive, like it has such an
100%.
impact.
100%. And I tell everybody, like, there's a viewer, and I won't go into too much detail about it, but one of my viewers was having a very rough time, and came into my stream and said goodbye and didn't hear from him. I'm like, what is going on, bro? His girl contacted me and told me what he had attempted to do, and ever since then, every day. I mean, he was a viewer,
Yeah.
but every day since then, I make sure I send him that dude a message and and I tell him, hey, come in the chat, man. Like, because you don't realize, like, yeah, they might not be saying anything in your chat, but you're making a difference to these people.
100%.
And now you doing this is going to give them a reason. And I told him, I was like, man, like, come in, feel free, like, message me. And he's like, most streamers aren't like that. And I'm like, don't think of me as a streamer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, don't think of me as a streamer. I'm literally just a guy playing a game and letting you watch.
I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Pretty much, man. Inside of a dude.
That's from Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah.
But no, dude, I definitely relate to that. I've had similar like messages that have gone through Instagram DMs and Twitter DMs that of that kind of negative aspect to life, you know, where you question whether things are worth it or what you bring to the world, you know. And the first time that I had something like that happen to me, it put it into perspective, because I won't go into details on what it was, but it was essentially a person that came into my stream, and I immediately greet everybody. You know, and my chat is super accommodating on that way, and they're amazing in that regard. That if somebody new comes in, we get 4 to 5 people saying, "Hey, how's it going, man? What's going on? Like, welcome to the stream, this and that." And he DM'd me and said that, like, "Hey, I came into your stream and I said hi, and immediately you and like 4 other people like made me feel like I was at home."
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, nobody had even acknowledged me for 2 months. You know, in general, you were the first person to acknowledge me in 2 months. And then he went on to proceed to tell me that he was seriously contemplating suicide, and because he didn't feel like he belonged anywhere. You know, like that nobody cared about him. You know, and then that kind of manifested into him showing up to the stream every day and us just being ourselves, you know, making him feel welcomed, you know, and if he felt like he had a place where he could go, that he belonged, you know, that people actually liked who he was there. That's where my perspective on streaming completely changed, because I'm not going to lie, there's a period of time when I was first starting out that, like, I think everybody gets into this where you're like, oh, I can make money at this, you know, and like, I just want to drive the money. I want to see how much I can earn. Once that happened, it completely shifted everything. At that point, it was community driven. How can I enlarge my community so that I can reach more people that don't feel like they belong anywhere else. So essentially, kind of, I want to create a community of outcasts that don't have anywhere else to go, but they have a place here. You know?
Yeah, and that's why my thing is called, yeah, my community's Redneck Nation, because we are a nation. Like, I don't care where you are, where you're from, what color you are, what language you speak. I don't care. Come hang out. Feel like you belong somewhere.
Exactly.
And like, I have a thing that said, like, if you're a true supporter of the channel, make sure you rock RNN as your clan tag for Redneck Nation. And I've been noticing a lot lately. Like, I've been in the kill feed, I'm watching. There's a lot of people rocking
Good feeling.
clan tag now,
Right?
and I'm like, I don't even recognize that person, but all right. And I'll look at the chat, and I'm like, oh, they're in here.
Yeah.
So I actually moved my monitor, so when I'm playing, it's still over here, but I can see messages pop up now. So instead of being like, oh, hey, did I miss something? No, I see it and I instantly look now. Because a lot of people keep it too far off to the side where they can't see, they never know, or they respond way too late. And at that point, the person's already gone.
Well, I think that's just a fundamental of streaming in general that a lot of people overlook is their engagement with their chat. You know, a lot of people will talk in between games or this and that. That's one thing that I pride myself on, and that's why I think I've grown to the degree that I have. Not saying that I'm a big time streamer by any means, but I have mine legitimately sharing a side of the screen of my game. You know, so like I'm here, I can legitimately just look over and I read every comment, or at least I'd say 99% of the comments that come through. And I'm holding 20 viewers, 25 viewers, typically on average. You know, that's a lot of people coming through, but that's why they come through, is they want to be a part of the stream.
Yeah, and that's why I also like one of my mods is my fiance, and and everybody's like, oh, you only made her a mod because she's fiance. I'm like, no, I made her a mod because as soon as somebody comes in, like for instance, you came in the chat yesterday, she immediately dropped #Slevtek immediately.
Right? Yeah, that was dope.
And it's like, she does it. If somebody comes and says hi, she immediately does it. If somebody follows or subscribes, she's immediately messaging, hey, welcome to the Redneck Nation.
Yeah.
And I'll hear her say something, so I immediately look over and I'm like, boom, there it is. And it's not. Are you moving around now?
Little pity.
Yep, she's my pity. You're taking away from my light, girl. That's okay.
You just stole the show.
she's it's so funny. Everybody's like, oh, she's a pit. And I'm like, dude, get out of here.
Oh yeah, dude, my dog's, I think, probably half pit. Got like the eyes of it, you know.
Yeah, but what was I saying?
Full
Oh,
structure.
I mean, a lot of people just they do the whole thing, and it's like, man, you're missing so much if you're not making sure you're paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's why I made her a mod, is because even when she's at work, she has the stream up and she's walking around with her ear pod in, and so she can hear, she can let me know if I'm missing something.
Yeah.
She keeps me in check more than anything. And everybody thinks, oh, hey, you're the streamer, it's like you're in charge. I'm like, yeah, well, technically I'm in charge, but she's the manager of it. Like, she's the one that is in the background, making sure everything's going smoothly, making sure, hey, if something breaks, I immediately have a backup.
Yeah. And I'm fortunate enough to have that as well. Like my right hand man or woman is Miss G. I don't know if you know who Miss Giggles is.
Oh, Miss Gigglebox?
Yeah.
Yeah, she killed me once.
She killed you? Oh, she'll never let you live that down, man, because she doesn't get many kills. Love you, Miss G.
I know. Straight from behind too, and I was like,
do it again. Take it from behind. But no, she's absolutely amazing. She's actually facilitated most of these podcasts, and what she does behind the scenes is it's pretty much like a job. You know, the amount of hours that she puts in, and I'm eternally grateful. But also, like the other mods, like I have a certain behavior that I expect from mods, you know?
Yes.
Like not just anybody's going to be a mod, obviously, because you can ban people, you can hide people, you can do a lot of things, you can time them out. So the mods that I do have, they're so great in the way that they do welcome new people into the community. The best feeling as a streamer is when your chat is just going crazy. And nuts. It has nothing to do with you.
Absolutely nothing
You
to do
know,
with you.
they're having conversations between themselves, this and that, like whatever they're talking about,
dude.
and then you just kind of like read it, chime in here and there, but they're having their own conversations.
The best feeling ever.
It's great.
It's the best feeling ever.
It creates that autonomy, you know, that like they're just there. You're kind of like a central hub of the community because that's what you are.
Yeah.
But they're there to interact with each other just as much as they are to
You're
watch
the
you
middleman, pretty much. We're the middlemen, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the funniest part is like when I'm going and I can just see stuff just flashing on my screen, and I'm like, and I look over and it's just, and I'm like, and I've said it before. I'm like, why are we talking about feet right now? Like, why is there somebody talking about feet in my chat?
Right.
And it's like, and then it's like immediately as soon as I say it, she's like, oh yeah, he hates feet, and I'm like, ugh. So then it just blows up into even more, and it just keeps going.
But it's great, man. I love it.
I'm like, all right, guys, have fun. I'm going back to playing.
But dude, I love this conversation because this is pretty much based all upon like just having fun streaming, you know?
That's all I want to do.
We're not talking about the analytics. We're not talking about like the money. We're talking about the fun of it.
I want to have fun. That's all I want to do.
That's what people need to do more of, you know, is just
That's
enjoy the process, enjoy the grind.
The money comes, the money comes.
Yeah. You have to love what you do, otherwise you're not going to make it in this industry or any industry if you want to be one of the top dogs, because the amount of effort that it takes, you have to love it. Otherwise you're going to give up.
All the time, hey, feel free to follow me. It is free. The money, I don't care about the money, but hang out and have fun, and I promise you will. I promise you will laugh at some point, because I more than likely will end up killing myself at some point during the game, and you'll hear me yell at myself. Like, that's what I want to do.
I have
fun. Like, does the game irritate me? 100%.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But like, I want to have fun. I want my community to have fun. I want people to be able to come in and be like, oh, hey man, we're having a lot of fun. Like, that's what I like to hear.
For sure.
Like, so, and I've seen it. I've seen me go from 20 viewers at one time and drop down to 3 because I was not having fun. I was yelling at the game.
It impacts, man.
And they left, and I was like, yeah, this can't happen anymore.
You understand why they leave too, though.
Yeah. And it's like back to having fun time.
Well, dude, thanks for coming on. We're we're at an hour and 11 minutes and 20 seconds at the moment, but who's counting? But
obviously.
No, I know, right? I try to keep them at around an hour.
Is yelling at us.
But dude, right? I'm hearing her. She's in my left ear right now. Left ear. But I'm just kidding. No, she's great. But dude, thank you so much for coming on. This has been a great talk.
I loved it. I loved it.
It was so cool because it came so organic too. Because we were just talking last night, and you're like, "Yo, when do I get my shot?" I was like, "Do you stream consistently?" And you're like, "Yeah, dude, every day." And I was like, "Have you like streamed for more than a month?" And you're like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Dude, let's get you on." You know, let's go. Like, and that's the thing. Like, anybody who's listening to this right now, if you stream and you've streamed consistently, whether it's 1 day a week or 7 days a week, you stream consistently. That is the only thing that matters to me. The 2 requirements is if you stream consistently and you're not an asshole. You know, those are the 2 requirements.
Well,
that's it.
I mean, I'm kind of an asshole.
Well, I mean, but like, you're a good guy.
But not on stream.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I just know you from what I know of you. You know? But no, those are the only requirements. I don't care if you have 1 viewer or you average 1,000 viewers. Like, I want to hear your story. I want to give you an opportunity to tell your story, you know, and that's what it's all about. Just show that consistency, show that you stream, and you can DM me on anything, and I'll check you out, and we'll get you on. But dude, thank you so much for coming on, Redneck. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
man. It was a blast.
Dude, good.
It was fun.
Good conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you are at this point in the podcast, whether it be the visual experience, hello, how you doing? Or the audio experience, in which case, hello, how are you doing? Make sure to go down in the description and click on RedneckCrazy91. Go follow them over on Twitch. If you are listening to this in the audio experience, you can do the same thing as well. But if you just go to Twitch and type in the search bar, RedneckCrazy91, no spaces, he will pop up. Go give this man a follow. He is a veteran. He has put his life on the line, and he's also kind of cool. We might even say just a little bit. He likes to take it from behind, just like everybody else in Blackout. So just give this man a follow. He's put in the work. But guys, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you guys in the next one.